Hi everyone, it's me Jazz, and today in this video I'm going to be talking about my thoughts and opinions on Nintendo's E3 2017 presentation. So I'll be discussing how I feel about the games and how I feel about the presentation as a whole. So let's get started. One of the first games that was announced was Xenoblade 2. I've never actually played a Xenoblade game or been super interested in it. I mean, I know Shulk and all, but this game actually does look really neat. I have a feeling a lot of fans will be happy with it. Maybe I'll try out a Xenoblade game someday, but this game does look like a really good game. Now the next thing we actually see is a new Kirby game. The name is undecided, but it will be coming out in 2018. There's a couple new things, but it's the same typical Kirby formula. Kirby games are always fun. So it's nice to see that there's one coming out in the near future for the Switch. And it does look pretty interesting. The whole thing where you can befriend the enemies and use their powers is pretty cool. And it does look like a really fun game. Now the next thing we see is probably the most casual announcement for a main series Pokemon game ever. So they basically, they were talking about Pokken for a bit, and they did announce that there is a new Pokemon game in development for the Switch, a main series one. Now this is going to be a first, like a main series Pokemon game being developed on a console. So I'm very excited to see what it will bring. But yeah, we're not entirely sure when this is coming out, but it's nice to hear that they are working on it. The next announcement I know made a ton of people excited, even though it was just a logo. Metroid Prime 4 was announced. I've never been a big Metroid person. I've never really played Metroid that much, but people have been waiting for this game for years, and this alone has made people's E3 for them. Like, I know there's someone called Arlo, and he did a reaction. It was ridiculous. So yeah, it's now in development for the Nintendo Switch. Along with a Kirby game announced for 2018, we also get a new Yoshi game announced for 2018. This seems to have the same kind of style as Yoshi's Woolly World, except not really like with the yarn balls and stuff, just the kind of look of the game. The engine looks similar, but it looks like a really cool game. Yoshi games and Kirby games, they're always fun. I mean, they're never like super different from each other, but they are still really fun games. And I love Yoshi games, so I'm not sure if I'll be getting this one, but I do want it. So yeah, that's another game for 2018, which they didn't announce too many for 2018 because they said they'd be focusing on the games that were coming out this year. But there were a couple announcements here and there. Another Fire Emblem game was announced, but this time it's for the Switch, and I know a lot of people are big Fire Emblem people. I've never actually played a Fire Emblem game, though I do want to try it out because it does look like a really cool game series. But this actually looks like a really cool game, and it's called Fire Emblem Warriors. So yeah, looks neat. We did get some more detail on the two new DLC packs for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They both do look pretty cool. I probably will be getting them. So there's 2 packs, and they also announced Breath of the Wild amiibo with them. So there's the amiibo of the champions. So Revali, Urbosa, Daruk, and Mipha. So that looks pretty exciting, and it's nice to see DLC for a game that's already so great. A game that was announced that was going to be put on the Switch was a game called Rocket League. To be completely honest, I've never really heard of this game until now, but I do know that it's a popular game and that it's on other platforms, so it is pretty neat that it's on the Switch for people that really enjoy the game. And now for the best game probably that was announced at E3. Well, not really announced, but they showcased way more, was Super Mario Odyssey. This game looks fantastic. The world looks beautiful. There's so many things that were announced. Now what you can do is you can throw your cap at enemies and you can possess them. So it's actually super neat. All this gameplay looks great. This was actually on #1 on trending in YouTube the day it was announced. The gameplay looks great. it looks like it's going to be a huge hit. So now you can see you can like throw your hat on something, you can like become it, and it gets like Mario's hat and Mario's mustache. The game just looks really good. The one thing that I'm not big on is the whole like you could turn into a car and you could turn into a human. That's a little weird, but like you can turn into a bullet bill, you can turn into a Cheep. It just looks like a really good game, and I am very excited for it. And the release date was actually announced, which was October 27th, which was a lot earlier than I thought it would be, considering it said holiday. So yeah, I'm very excited for this game. They also announced a couple amiibos with it. They announced Koopa, Troopa, and Goomba to go along with the Super Mario Brothers series, and then there's a Mario Odyssey series with Mario, Peach, and Bowser in their little wedding outfits. So yeah, I'm very excited for this game. Another game that I feel like I have to talk about is Sonic Forces, because I am beyond excited for this game. This and Mario Odyssey were probably the games that got trailers that I'm now like super excited about. So this trailer, is mainly a recap. It shows like the characters you can play as, but you see the evil you're fighting against, and Shadow is in the game. And I'm a huge Sonic fan, so I'm like freaking out. When I saw Shadow's shoe in that trailer, I freaked out. So, taking about the world, you see a gameplay of a new boss using a custom character. So then you see Shadow's shoe, and I started freaking out. And we don't really know why Shadow's evil in this. So then you see Metal Sonic, Zavok, and Chaos, and you also see a new enemy. By the way, I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce Zavok's name, but everyone's predicting that its name's Infinite, because the infinity symbol shows right here. So yeah, I'm very excited for this game, and I really want to know more about it. This really was the day for Metroid fans. They've been waiting years for games, so now they get two. They get Prime 4 announced, and they get this game, Return of Samus, for the Nintendo 3DS. This game looks pretty fun. I'm pretty sure this is a remake of one of the NES games, though I'm not 100% positive, but it's Metroid Samus Returns. So yeah, it's nice to have a 3DS Metroid game that actually is like the core Metroid gameplay, because a lot of people were upset with the whole soccer ball. I have no idea what it was called, but yeah. So this is a good day for Metroid fans, and maybe I'll try out the game someday. So this one actually looks like really cool. So my favorite announcement that was kind of put off to the side was Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga Bowser's Minions. Now I've always wanted to play the Mario & Luigi series, but I've never actually done it. So this is a remake of the very first one, Superstar Saga, and this game actually looks really fun. I actually really want to get it because it just looks like really fun. The whole Bowser's Minions thing is cool, but I know there is a lot of fans of this series, and this is probably my favorite announcement out of all the little ones that were off to the side, because they only announced a couple 3DS games and it was kind of off to the side. It was mainly a Switch game thing, but this is definitely the 3DS game I'm most excited for, other than Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, which we needed info on Ultra Sun. Now the last game that was announced was Sushi Strikers: The Way of Sushido, which, to be honest, I really don't care for. It looks like an okay game, but I'm just not really that interested. But I mean, maybe there will be someone who is. So I guess that's cool that they're trying something new, I suppose. So yeah. So that was the end of Nintendo's E3 presentation. I really did like a lot of the games that were announced. Honestly, I believe Nintendo won E3 because Sony and Microsoft's presentations were okay, but Nintendo, they have Mario Odyssey, and that did, oh my gosh, that was very cool. That trailer was great. We learned so much from it. That game's going to be a huge hit. And there was a ton of other things that were announced. Metroid, I'm personally excited for Sonic Forces as well, but that wasn't So yeah, I think they did do a really good job. To be completely honest, I'm a little salty that Animal Crossing wasn't announced, but we did get a ton of other good stuff, and I'd rather them not announce Animal Crossing and then get it like 3 years later and be like, oh my gosh, when is this game gonna come out? So yeah, I'm very happy with Nintendo's E3. I know a lot of people are. A couple people are a little bit disappointed, but I'm very excited for a lot of these games that are coming out, and I will probably always be supporting Nintendo and what they do. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.